Everybody. It's March 14th. I told you guys I'd give some predictions and picks on this weekend's UFC. I wasn't sure if it was going to go on, so wanted to wait to see what Dana White had to say. He made an announcement, and the fights are going to go on. They're not going to let anyone into the actual show, so I don't know. We'll see how this whole thing plays out, but as of now, like I said, they're going to fight. So I'm going to give you guys my prediction since it's official. Let's get right to it. The first fight of the night is Francisco Ronaldo versus John Makdessi. Okay. Ronaldo is the favorite. He's a minus 170. This is in the lightweight bout, if you haven't heard of these guys. So they're fighting at 155. Ronaldo's from Brazil. John's from Canada. If you look at the stats right off, they're pretty even. 24-7 for Ronaldo, 17-6 for Makdessi. And again, I'll give you guys the odds. It is, as of now, minus 170 for Ronaldo and then a plus 140 for John. So, I don't know. Off the bat, if you look at these guys' record, they both haven't beaten that many good fighters, to be honest. They're in the UFC, so obviously they got there, but there's no real big names for either guy. The only advantage that I really can think of is Ronaldo. Obviously, he's in his home country. He doesn't have to travel. And right now, honestly, that's kind of a big factor in my opinion. The whole travel thing, being comfortable at home. Everyone seems to be panicking right now with this whole corona thing. So, if you look at their last three fights, let's see how Ronaldo's done. I'm pretty sure he won his last fight, but I want to be sure on who it was, so I'm going to look it up real quick. Yeah, he did. He won his last fight against Bobby Green, unanimous decision, and then he had a loss to Alex Hernandez, and then a win against Evan Dunham, and then he lost to James Vick. But if you look at his record, 24-7, like I said, he's lost none of those by knockout, 3 by submission, 4 by decision. 24 wins, 8 of them by knockout, 5 by submission, 11 by decision. So he fights out of evolution, not of ties. He's most, it seems like he's a pretty strong tie fighter. I'm going to go ahead. I've looked at this fight for a little bit. I'm not going to put too much money on it, but I'm going to go with Francisco Ronaldo. I think he gets it done here. He's in his hometown. He seems like he has a bit more experience. He's 41, so he's not necessarily young. He's been in this UFC game for a while. He's had, let's see how many fights in the UFC he's had. God, he's been in the UFC since 2012. Wow, he's been in it for a while. Damn, I didn't realize he's been in it for so long. I guess some big names that he's beat: Yancy Medeiros, Paul Felder. He lost to Kevin Lee by submission. That was in 2017. Rear naked choke, he got him in. But he beat Jim Miller. He has beaten some guys. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Ronaldo on this. I don't know. If you look at John Makdessi, I'll try to pronounce it right. Sorry, guys. Makdessi, the Bull. 17-6. He's got 9 knockouts, 8 decisions. He's only been knocked out twice, subbed once. So he's won his last 3. Fights at Rufasport with Duke Rufus. So he's part of a good camp. He's beaten Ross Pearson. He lost to Lando Venata. That was a bad knockout that he lost to. I don't know. I think this will be a competitive fight, but Makdessi, I don't know. I said I was going to go with Ronaldo, but Makdessi, I don't know, man. He's 34. He's hungry. I don't know. Ronaldo being in Brazil, like I said, I think is a big factor. So, oh, man. My initial reaction was to take Ronaldo. He's a minus 180 now. The odds actually literally just changed. Minus 180, it's not great value. I don't know. I like John Makdessi that he's younger. I know that's kind of a dumb reason, but 34, that's kind of your fight prime if you ask me. I mean, for some guys, it sounds weird, but 34, that's when some guys are at the peak of their career. If they haven't been doing this since they were young, some guys don't get into this shit till they're later in their early 20s, mid 20s, I'd say is kind of rare. But a lot of guys nowadays are getting into it, 19, 20, 21, and he could have been one of those guys. But I don't know. This is a weird one. At first I wanted to say Ronaldo, but I'm going to actually switch it up and go Makdessi on this one with a plus 150. You get better value. And with this fight card, I think I'm going to be taking quite a bit of favorites. I just have, as I look at the other fights, so I'm going to go on that first one, a plus 150 on John Makdessi from Canada. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Next fight is against Johnny Walker. He fights Nikita Krylov. Bear with me here, guys, on the names. It's tough. Johnny Walker, I'll be honest, last fight he lost to Corey Anderson. He got knocked out, but he is just a beast. He's 6'6", 205. He comes forward. He's got an 82-inch reach. I really think he gets a bounce-back win here. I haven't seen much of this Nikita guy. He's 6'3", 205, Ukrainian. I'm sure he's fucking tough. I'm sure he's going to come forward and they're going to just throw bombs. But off the bat, I like the minus 150 with Johnny Walker. He's 17-4. I think he gets a bounce back here in Brazil. I think that's going to help him. I'm not going to talk too much about this, but just trust me on this one, guys. I think it's one of the better values you're going to get in this. Minus 150 Johnny Walker. Let's go on to the next fight. Ronaldo Moises versus Damir Hadzik. Okay. Off the bat, the Brazilian, he's 13-3-1, and he's a minus 350 for this fight. Okay. The Bosnian Damir Hadzik, he's a plus 275. So this fight seems to be pretty lopsided. I've seen Ronaldo fight quite a bit. The main fight that I remember the first fight that I saw that he had was against Brian Ortega, and it was an absolute fucking battle. Ortega got him late with like a guillotine, but I just remember both of those dudes were throwing bombs. I think in this fight or in Brazil, I think Ronaldo's going to get it done. I've seen Damir, the kid from Bosnia, Damir, maybe is how you say it. I've seen him fight a few times, but I don't think he's going to have what it takes. He's 5'9". It's not too big of an advantage, but Ronaldo Moises just seems like he's the bigger guy in this fight. Lengthier, I mean. The other kid from Bosnia seems a little more stocky, but I don't know, man. I think I got Ronaldo, yeah, for sure. As I look at both of these guys' record, I'm for sure going to go Ronaldo Moises. It's a minus 350, so maybe you par it with Johnny Walker to get better value, but I don't know. You're not going to be able to make much on that minus 350 unless you put down quite a bit, so be careful going into that one. Next fight you have is a straight jiu-jitsu matchup, pretty much. You have Gilbert Burns versus Damian Maia. So I've heard a lot about Gilbert Burns lately in the jiu-jitsu community. Just here because apparently he does a bunch of jiu-jitsu competitions, and then when you talk about Damian Maia, obviously he's one of the best jiu-jitsu practitioners in all of MMA. He's, I don't know, obviously a black belt, but both these guys are unreal. Gilbert Burns, 17-3. He's got 8 wins by submission, so that's 47% of his wins by submission. 5 knockouts, 4 decisions. He's lost 3 times, 1 knockout, 2 decisions. So he's only been knocked out once, and it was by Dan Hooker, who's up and coming. But yeah, he's won his last 4. He beat Gunnar Nelson, who's a pretty elite fighter. He's beaten Alex Oliveira, also pretty elite. Let's see what Damian Maia's. He's 28-9. So 14 of Damian's wins are by submission. So he actually has a better sub rate than Gilbert Burns. So It'll be interesting to see if these guys try to go straight jiu-jitsu. I think I'd have to get the slight nod to Damien because he's been doing it longer. He's 42. He's also won his last 3. He beat Askren by the RNC, and then he beat who else did he beat? Let me look. Anthony Martin, and then Layman Good, submission rear naked choke. After that, though, that was when Maia had the little losing streak. He first lost to Woodley, then Colby, then Kamara. So all those guys that were top. I mean, he beat Masvidal, he beat Condit, he beat Matt Brown, he beat Gunnar Nelson, he beat Neil Magny, he beat Ryan LaFleur, he beat Alexander Volkov. Like, Damian Maia has fucked some people up. And a lot of those I just named, Neil Magny submission win, Matt Brown submission win, Carlos Condit submission win. Damn, Damian Maia is no fucking joke. I'm gonna say, let's see one more time what these odds are. Damian Maia is a plus 150. Gilbert Burns is a minus 180. Damn. Okay. Both these guys are jiu-jitsu guys. I'm going to have to go with the value on this and go with Damian Maia. I think he has more experience, and I think he's going to have a better game plan, and he's going to use his jiu-jitsu and attack more. I don't think either guy will get a knockout or a submission win. I think they're just going to neutralize each other in both stand-up and ground, and Maia's going to end up being on the attack, I think, more. And I think you see a Damian Maia decision win with no knockout or anything here. If anything, someone's getting submitted, but I don't see that happening really either. So I'll go Damian Maia plus 150 on this. And now we're going on to the main event, Kevin Lee versus Charles Oliveira. So I'll say this. Kevin Lee missed weight by quite a bit. I think he missed it by like 3 pounds. Now, sometimes that can play a huge advantage, and sometimes it can be a sign that the guy just has been fucking off. I don't think that's the case with Kevin Lee. He's 18-5. He just had a knockout of the year candidate performance against Gregor Gillespie. If you guys didn't watch that, go back, watch Kevin Lee versus Gregor Gillespie. It was a head kick knockout that absolutely looked like it paralyzed Gillespie, but he's fine. But either way, Kevin Lee, he was on a bit of a rough streak until he got that win. He needed that win, and Gregor was like, I think he might have been undefeated, or he's like 13-0 or 13-1. Like, he was fucking everybody up. I know that. And then Kevin Lee took the fight and he won. I think that fight was at 170, or maybe it was at 150, but it seems weird that Kevin Lee missed weight. I know he was at 170 for a little bit, just test it out. But yeah, it says 158, so Oliveira made weight. And if you look at it, Kevin Lee's got the weight advantage now. He's got the reach advantage. Both fighters orthodox. Okay. I don't know. Oliveira's 28-8. He's obviously from fucking Brazil, so he didn't have to travel. I just hope Kevin Lee, I don't know how he is doing right now mentally, physically. I don't know if it was a lot for him to travel to Brazil, and maybe he's not in the best headspace. I don't know how it's going to be with him not fighting in front of fans. He's a bit of a showman. I know he likes to perform in front of people. People are obviously going to watch it, but he's probably never fought in an arena with no people before, really. And if you look at Charles Oliveira, he's kind of, it seems like he's hitting his prime. He's 30 years old right now. He's won his last 6. He's won his last 6 in a row, and he's won his last 7 of 8. He beat Clay Guida in 2018, then he beat Christos Giagos, then Jim Miller, then David Tamir. Sorry, guys. And then Nick Lentz, and then Jared Gordon. So all these wins that I just listed, the last 6 that he's had, submission win, TKO, KO. Damn. And he's the underdog in this. He's a plus 120. He's in his hometown. Damn. There's home country, I should say. I don't know if it's hometown, but Kevin Lee, I think, is the favorite just based off that huge knockout he had. He's obviously a fucking unbelievable fighter, so I can see why he is the favorite at a -150. But when you look at what Oliveira's been doing, and all those fights have been within, so 3 of those were in 2018, and the other 3 were in 2019. So his last fight was in November. Damn. He's on a bit of a streak right now. He's in his hometown. He's a +120. Kevin Lee missed weight. Everyone, I think, kind of expects Kevin Lee to win this, but I don't know. Now that I really break it down and look at it, and it comes down to me taking this, my initial gut said Kevin Lee's more athletic. He has more power, but when you look at the body of work of both guys as of late, it's tough not to kind of lean a little bit towards Charles Oliveira. +120, that's pretty good value. I don't know. This is a weird one. I really thought I was just going to go with Kevin Lee, but the more I really narrow it down, like I just said, I think I got to go Charles Oliveira, but Kevin Lee just seems like he should win this. I think damn, this is a really tough one, guys. I don't know. I'm just really seeing if they have any mutual fights or any mutual opponents that they've both faced in the past. Damn, this is tough. I think I'll say this. My initial reaction was to go with Kevin Lee in this, so I'll stick with it. But that's my pick. My pick is Kevin Lee. It's been that all week, but I'll say this. Be careful going into this main event and putting a lot of money on it, because Oliveira has won his last 6 in a row. He's won his last 7 of 8, and the last 6 that he won in a row were all by finish. So, I don't know. Kevin Lee missed weight, but I'll take my gut on this. I think Kevin Lee just is more athletic. I think he has more power. If anything, I don't think he gets knocked out. If anything, maybe submitted, but I don't really see that happening either, because I know he's a good wrestler, and I know he can stuff takedowns and, wear off submissions. I'd like to think he could wear off Oliveira's submissions. So I'm going to go with Kevin Lee. That's my final prediction, even though I think that main event's going to be interesting. Hopefully Kevin, uses those extra couple pounds that he got today at the weigh-in and uses that wisely in the main event to win it, because I'm going to put some decent money on him, but not a whole lot, because this is a weird fight. But those are my picks, guys, for the main event. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you take any of these, comment below. If you decide to fade it, that's fine too. You think I'm completely off, let me know. But I'm going to keep making predictions and picks for every single UFC card. Hopefully the card still is on. Hopefully these guys still fight tomorrow. But yeah, guys, when I make UFC fights, I usually like to wait the day before to make it, so I can see the weigh-in and kind of see the build-up for the week. So thanks for being patient. I'll try to make some live reaction videos tomorrow of the fight, because I'm trying to get in on pretty much all these fights. I think there's some preliminary ones, but I probably won't touch that. But after this card, I'll also do another reaction video breaking down all the fights, going over my picks. The last card that they just had was UFC 248. I went 50% for you guys. It was whatever, 3 for 6. I'm not mad about it, but hopefully we'll be better on this card. But if you guys like the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for videos all the time on UFC. Can't really do anything else right now because of the corona thing, but luckily there's something to bet on. There's some sports going on. So again, guys, be safe out there. Wash your hands, and like and subscribe, and we'll see you next video. Peace.